Good morning, everyone. Good. I'm Annapurna Tripathi, a PQ team member of Division N, and today we are interviewing Toastmaster Shrey Saxena. Hello, Toastmaster Shrey. How are you?
Really good.
So, how do you feel coming here?
Feels amazing. Always a pleasure to be a part of Toastmaster interactions and youngsters like you who are very passionate about it. So I feel very good interacting with the Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrey. So, first of all, let me introduce you to our audience. Toastmaster Shrey is in introduction of him. Our guest Toastmaster Shrey Saxena is the creative director and second generation social entrepreneur at Bro Diesel. He is an ecopreneur, a Diana Award 2022 recipient, TEDx as well as Doorstock speaker. And at the age of 14, he co-founded his first startup, that is INX, if I'm not pronouncing it wrong, with his three fellows in the computer lab of Cambridge School. He is also an internationally certified public speaker. So, sir, should we start asking
Absolutely.
questions? Okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, the first question is, what is the biggest challenge you found during the preparation of this humorous speech contest?
Okay, so I think me and Humorous speeches go way back. I think when I started my Toastmaster journey 7 years back, at that time I was very fascinated by the concept of humor and humorous speech contest. Now, throughout my life, I've been this a funny guy in the group who makes everyone laugh and who's always chirpy. This was a little different. When we talk about humorous speeches, it's a little different. You are on stage, the world is looking at you, and you have to make them laugh. Now, the most challenging part, I'll be very honest, for me was not to crack non-veg jokes. As per the Toastmaster guidelines, we had to adhere to the guidelines of Toastmasters International. So we were not supposed to crack any under the bell jokes and no non-vegetarian jokes. So crafting the vegetarian jokes and then making everyone laugh, I feel that was pretty challenging for me initially, but then gradually I learned, and I think I don't use non-veg jokes in my talks anymore.
Okay. So that's a thing that I also have to learn. That takes us to our next question. What is the biggest difference between a stand-up and a humorous speech?
Okay. See, I feel that whenever we talk about speech, speech is a very structured form of giving a presentation. It has to have stories. It has to have transitions when you are shifting from stories. It has to have stagecraft. It has to have a lot of voice modulation, dramatization. When we talk about stand up, so I have also tried doing stand up. In fact, I have been featured in one of the radio shows where I was doing stand up in front of Papa CJ, who's one of the top comedians of the country. So, stand up is a lot about spontaneity, is what I feel. So during stand-up, the comic also interacts with the audience. He or she takes cues from the audience, make jokes on it. Then the stand-up is a little more, I would say, spontaneous form of making everyone laugh and without a lot of structures and all. Whereas speech is more about structure, stagecraft, and all those things.
So I think stand-up is all about the stage work that we do, on the spot work. Okay. So that brings us to the third question. We are always said that a humorous speech is about humorously giving a message, as you said, right? So, but how can one talk about a serious issue while not offending anybody? Is there any way to crack it?
While using humor itself?
Yes. It's a humorous speech. So, we have to we have to convey a message that is serious in the form of humor. So how can we do it without offending anybody?
So this reminds me to one of the speeches of Aaron Beverly, who is I think 2019 world champion of public speaking, and who was also a runner-up at 2017's championship. So Aaron Beverly's speech was, I am not sure if you have watched it. So in his speech, what he does is, first of all, he comes on stage in an Indian attire. Okay. So he's an American and he comes on stage in an Indian attire. And Aaron is a Black American. Okay. Now, what happened is, so during the entire speech, he talks about how he attended one of his Indian friends' wedding, and he talks about that ceremony of what do we say, like juta churane ki jo ceremony hoti hai in
Yes.
Hindu weddings. So he talks about that, the entire thing. And towards the end, his message was that even an outsider like me was accepted in that circle. So it was a straight message about racism that is being faced in the Western countries. And he being a Black American, I felt that the message that he gave for the first 6 minutes, it was all fun. It was full of humor. It's only the last 1 minute that made all the difference in giving out that serious message. So I feel that humor is a very powerful way to convey the most important messages. Even if you look out or the most of the world champion speeches from 2012 to 2019, rather, I haven't quite seen the online world championships. You would see that the majority of these speeches have had a fair amount of humor in them. And towards the end, they gave out a very strong message. So I feel that yes, it is 100% possible that we can give a serious message by using humor without offending anyone.
Yes. That it reminds me of one thing. I was really fascinated with this humorous speech and all that. So I started writing my own humorous speech, and it was about me and my sister. It was actually about the age gap between me and my sister. I wrote the whole speech, and when I showed it to my mentor, she was like, "This is not funny. This is like you are just भड़ास निकाल रही तू अपनी बहन पे." She was like that. So I was like, okay, yes, I hate her, but she's the only enemy that I cannot live without. So there was the message that was serious in that, the sister, about siblings, that they are the only enemies that we cannot live without. So that was it. I think I have to work on that.
See, it's all about consistency, and the more you try, the more you fail, the more you'll realize. I'll give you an instance. I prepared a speech, and so I've come from Toastmasters Club of New Delhi, which is the second oldest club of India and oldest club of District 41. Now, at TMND, Toastmasters Club of New Delhi, we are very young people. So the average age is around 28, 29, and the oldest person probably in our club must be 36, 37. Now, I had prepared a wonderful speech, which I thought was wonderful, and people loved people loved a lot during my entire speech at my own club. Now I delivered the exact same speech in a different club where the average age group was 40, 42. And all my jokes failed terribly. So I realized that maybe what is funny for one group may not be funny for the other group. So, it's all about hit and trial, and you will understand the audience in front of what crowd you're delivering that. So I think it's all about experience, and you'll learn all these things.
Yes, that's correct, because I'm currently in college, so I have to choose those topics which college students are fascinated about, like relationships and all that. So, so the next question is, how do you see Toastmasters? I mean, how has your journey been on Toastmasters?
I think now when I look back, it has been a tremendous journey, and what Toastmasters has given to me, it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless. I'll give you an example. So how I joined Toastmasters was very random and very fascinating. So in 2015, yes, it was in 2015, I was selected from my university to represent our university at a national level competition and at IIT Bombay. So when we went to IIT Bombay, it was about a pitching competition where we had to pitch a certain startup idea in front of 200 odd people, and it was probably my one of the earliest encounters with public speaking. And when I went on stage after 1 or 2 minutes, I just completely froze in front of 200 people, and I was representing my university. It was very, very embarrassing for me. Now, my mood was super off, and I was just roaming in the campus of IIT Bombay. And I came in front of an auditorium, and there was a lot of crowd in that auditorium. Now, somehow I got pushed because of the crowd. I got pushed inside the auditorium, and there must be around 700-800 people inside the auditorium, and a stand-up comedy show was about to happen. Vikram Podar, who was the stand-up comedian, is a corporate stand-up comedian. So
Yes.
he came on stage and he had his 30-minute show. And after the show, I was dead laughing. I was super dead laughing. Now, after the show, there was a question answer round. Now, I just couldn't stop myself, and I raised my hand and I asked him that how did you improve your speaking skills? I mean, you spoke so well. And that's where he mentioned about Toastmasters. I came back to Delhi. I started searching about Toastmasters. I visited 4 5 clubs, and I finally joined Toastmasters Club of New Delhi. And since then, I feel that the journey has been super amazing. I have made some of my bestest friends. I have made some wonderful memories, and the things that I have learned have been super priceless. I feel I can speak about my learnings that I've had in Toastmasters for 4 or 5 hours without stopping. But yes, the being in Toastmasters has given me a lot of exposure to the outside world, which I wasn't aware of.
Toastmasters is really a great platform. I myself am a fan of Toastmasters. It's not been long since I joined Toastmasters, but I'm really looking forward to. I don't think I'm getting out of this. So, as you said about your first time, that you were very nervous and all, I know everybody is nervous. Even the most recognized public speaker is also nervous. In now also. So I want to ask you one question, that the first time of yours speaking and today that you are a Joe's talk speaker, a TEDx talk speaker, how has this journey been? I mean, how have you managed? How have you learned that skill? How do you hide your nervousness?
Okay. So I think I would be lying if I say that I do not get nervous, even before any competition or before my any talk. I get nervous. It's just that I know how to manage that nervousness. But talking about my journey specifically, so I will start by talking about the prepared speeches. That whenever I used to get prepared speeches, I used to prepare for 2 weeks, 3 weeks even, and I used to make sure that whatever script that I've written, I'm just super apt to that script, and I used to make sure that every line that I'm delivering is perfect, is matching whatever I've written on the paper. Fast forward 7 years later now. So I, in the past 3 months, I have taken up this challenge that so our meetings happen on every Tuesday. Now the challenge that I've taken for myself is that whenever I have a prepared speech, just 30 minutes before the meeting, I will ask a random person to give me a random topic, and I will give a speech on that.
Oh.
So this is the challenge that I've been doing since the past 3 months. It has been turning out very good because it tells me about as a person that what type of stories I can share. And trust me, when since the day I have taken this challenge, just 2 days back on Tuesday we had a meeting, and at I think 6:15 someone told me that deliver a speech around this particular topic, and somehow I got recollected of a school trip, and I just talked about my learnings, and it was a fantastic experience for me. So I feel that over the past 7 years I have worked a lot on spontaneity. I've worked a lot on being agile, a lot on being flexible. I'm a big fan of table topics, but till date, I'm very scared of table topics. But I feel that in the last 7 years, my biggest learning has been that how to be very flexible. Because if I talk about my professional life, I get to work with a lot of bureaucrats. I have to give presentation to a lot of IAS officers, senior government or level officials, and you have no idea what they will ask next, and you have absolutely no idea. So you have to be spontaneous. You need to know that how to conduct yourself. So that has been my major learning, that how I can be more spontaneous as time grows.
Oh, okay. It's been a very, very good session. So, sir, first of all, we would like to express our sincere gratitude for letting us interview you today and for giving us your time despite your busy schedule. And also, thank you so much for joining us for the interview and giving your time. I hope my members will have a good time listening to you and preparing for the contest. Do you have to say anything? Do you need to say anything?
So I feel that all the people who will be watching this, uh, please take part in the contest, in the humorous speech contest specifically, because I'll tell you something, that how it has helped me in my personal life just by being very consistent in the humorous speech contest. And that is that the sense of humor that one possesses, it naturally improves. So whenever you are sitting in the group and your sense of humor is being developed, and you are automatically the most liked person in that particular group. It could be a professional meeting, it could be a friend circle. So just take part in it, not for the sake of winning the contest, but for the sake of making people enjoy. Like, make sure whenever I prepare for a speech, or whenever I'm delivering a speech, my only objective is that the audience should have a kick-ass time. They should enjoy it like anything. So I feel that is the only one message that I would like to give to all of you. Make sure that your audience is having a good time, and even more important than that, you are having a good time.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, a question that is left that I personally want to ask you is that the term ecopreneur, I am not fond of this word. I mean, I've not heard this word very often. So, what is this term, and what is that you are doing in Grow Diesel? Can you
Okay, sure.
can you tell us about that?
So basically, answering to the first part of your question, ecopreneur. So ecopreneur are social entrepreneurs working for the betterment of environment. So that is one term that we coined. So I run an organization by the name of Grow Diesel Climate Care Council. At Grow Diesel, we are solving two problems: waste elimination and biofuel generation. We convert any type of waste into biofuel that can be used to run your cars. It can be used for your cooking purpose. It can be used in the manufacturing sector, and it can also be used to generate electricity. So this is what we are doing at Grow Diesel. So since our inception, we have been able to convert more than 250,000 metric tons of waste into 20 million kgs of biofuel. This is what we have been able to do so far.
Oh my God, that is so nice to hear. So thank you so much, sir, again for coming here. And for our lovely contestants, please like, share, and subscribe to our video. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.